Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Today I'd like to show you the Distortion Essentials plug-in bundle running on the Apollo Twin audio interface from Universal Audio. The Universal Audio Apollo Twin is an ideal audio interface for many studios. It's very easy to operate, gives you 2 microphone inputs. It also has a guitar input on the front, headphone output, monitor outputs to feed your speakers, and an extra set of outputs as well that you could route to a second set of speakers or to a hardware processor if you like. But the really cool thing about the Apollo Twin, as well as the other Apollo interfaces from Universal Audio, is that it includes built-in DSP, which is digital signal processing power. This DSP allows us to run plugins, and those are actually running inside the interface instead of taking up power from our computer's CPU. At WinterNAMM 2015, Universal Audio introduced the latest version of software for the Apollo, and I've got it running here. I'm using my Apple Mac Mini computer, to which I've connected the Apollo Twin using a single Thunderbolt cable. My guitar is plugged straight in, and then I have 2 connections going out into my monitors. That's all you need to record tracks. Also at WinterNAMM 2015, Universal Audio introduced their Distortion Essentials bundle, which runs on the Apollo Twin. This is a collection of distortion plugins based on classic stomp boxes. I'm going to be demonstrating these plugins today using another collection of plugins that Universal Audio introduced, the Friedman Amps collection. Now I've got the Friedman Amps loaded up here. This is the BE100. Let's listen to the BE100 just by itself. It's a straight-ahead, crunchy amplifier tone using this boutique amplifier model based on the Friedman BE100. There are 3 plugins in the Distortion Essential bundle, and I've got them loaded here. First up is Bermuda, which is based on the Electro-Harmonix Big Muff Pi. Second, we have an Ibanez Tube Screamer. And third, we have Raw, which is based on the Proco Rat. Let's begin with Bermuda. These are all straight-ahead, easy-to-operate plugins that emulate exactly the way the hardware devices work. In this case, we have a volume control to set our output volume, sustain, which sets the level of distortion, and tone for adjusting the tone of our signal. We also have a bypass foot switch, so we can turn the pedal on and off using that. We have a master output control here that we can adjust what's feeding into our software, or if we're using this live, what's feeding into our amplifier. Here's our dry sound going through the Friedman BE100 amplifier plugin. When we step on the Bermuda pedal, we get all that thick, rich singing sustain that the Electro-Harmonix Big Muff Pi is known for. Let's check out some of the presets that come with the Bermuda plugin. I'll open up the presets page, we'll pull it over here. If we select Afterburn, this is our first preset. Here's one called Crunch. If we bypass the pedal, you can hear that it's adding thickness and sustain, but not a lot of fuzz. Let's open our presets again. Here's a hard tube style distortion. Razor stubble. Woolly mammoth. So lots of tonal flexibility available with just this single plugin. Now let's check out the Ibanez Tube Screamer plugin. We'll open that up. You can see it looks exactly like the hardware unit. Here's our bypass tone. We'll step on the Tube Screamer. And you can use this just like a regular Tube Screamer, either as an overdrive or to push the input of your amplifier. So if we bring the overdrive down, bring our level up, we get a very different tone than if we turn the overdrive up and we bring the level down. Now let's check out some of the presets. Click on this button here, we'll slide the presets over so we can see the controls. Here's a Texas style setting. One called Diamond in the Rough. Diamond Pusher. On that one we have less overdrive but more level pushing things. RT Burnout levels all the way up, our overdrive is down, and our tone is down. Screaming Face. Valve Screamer. So we really have the authentic tones of a tube screamer right at our fingertips inside the Apollo console software. One other cool thing I have to show you about this plugin. The Ibanez Tube Screamer has a buffer in it. It's not a true bypass pedal, so when you bypass it, it still affects the tone slightly. This modeled emulation does the exact same thing. So right now we have the Tube Screamer on. We can bypass that, but with the power connected, it's still slightly affecting our tone. Now if we unplug the power supply, we get true bypass. It's a subtle difference, but you can really hear the effect of the bypass pedal in the signal. Now let's check out Raw, which is our Proco Wrap model. We'll open that up. Here's our dry signal. Step on the pedal. So we have a broad range of distortion. We also have a filter for adjusting the tone. Let's bring this back a bit. Turn the filter down. And then we can also set the output volume, which determines how hard we're hitting our amplifier. So a tremendous range of tonal options available with just this single plugin as well. A couple of things about this Distortion Essentials bundle. When you're using it with the Apollo Twin going through the console, there's zero latency, which means there's no delay between when you play the guitar and when the sound comes out of your speakers. It's instantaneous, just as if you're plugged into a hardware pedal and a hardware amplifier. It feels very natural. Again, just like you're plugged into a real rig. Second of all, you can choose to either record the effects or not record the effects when you're working on your songs. So within the console, we have a switch over here labeled UAD Monitor, which means that we're just listening to the effects while we're playing. They're not actually going into our DAW. What would be recorded to your DAW in that case would be the direct, dry signal with no effects. If we click the UAD Record button, now all the effects that we're applying here in the console are also being recorded into our tracks. So you're getting the fully processed signal recorded along with your song. Finally, one of the reasons these plugins sound so authentic, and even more importantly feel so authentic as a guitar player, is the Unison technology that's built into the Apollo Twin. The Unison technology actually changes the response of the hardware so that it feels like you're plugged into exactly this piece of hardware. It's different when you plug into the Tube Screamer or when you plug straight into the amplifier. The Unison technology actually changes the characteristics of the input so it matches whatever you're plugged into. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Distortion Essentials bundle. When you combine those plugins with the console software and the Apollo Twin hardware audio interface, you really have an incredible package for recording your guitar tracks. If you have questions or need more information on the Universal Audio Apollo Twin, any of their other audio interfaces, or any of their plug-in bundles, please give your Sweetwater sales engineer a call or visit sweetwater.com. I'm Mitch Gallagher.